In today's show, let's look ahead to Monday in the NBA. Michael Bolton.
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy Basketball, your daily fantasy basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd and I am the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com and at Yahoo Sports Australia. And you can find me on Twitter, as always, at redrock_Beeble and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Check out prizepicks.com and use the promo code NBA, or go to your app store and download the app today. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. Thank you for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. We're going to look ahead to Monday as best we can, because I'm sure, 2 hours before the games, that stuff is going to change. But let's look at what's happening at the moment and how things currently look with the state of play for Monday's 6 games at this stage. The Sixers and the Celtics. We don't know. A blanket statement. I don't know who's going to be out for any of these games at this stage, because yes, shit can always change. But at this point, there's no Shake Milton, George Niang, Andre Drummond, Furkan Korkmaz for Philadelphia, while Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Danny Green are all questionable with actual injuries. So there could be a lot of stuff going on here for Philadelphia. Goldfinger Charles Bassey is someone that I want to watch. I've already seen him outperform Andre Drummond many times, and he's going to be at least the backup center to to Joel Embiid, or he could be the starting center if Embiid is out. So massive opportunity here for Bassey. It's a big opportunity for Paul Reed as well. And then also Isaiah Joe, because Shake Milton's out. Tyrese Maxey might be out. So Isaiah Joe might be starting. At the very least, he's getting good backup minutes. So there's a big opportunity for both of these guys, who are two players that are rated pretty highly in their respective NBA drafts, to get a big opportunity to show some stuff. So really interested to see what they can do. On the Boston side of things, Josh Richardson playing really well at the moment. We don't know whether Dennis Schroeder will play. He's missed the last 2 with a non-COVID illness. We don't know if Romeo Langford will be in. He had some neck pain last game. But Richardson played 35 and 32 minutes each of the last 2 games after coming back from his own stint in the health and safety protocols. He's playing well. He's not a 12-team league out, but I want to see what he looks like. And then finally, we got a good game from Peyton Pritchard. Will that stick? I'm not sure, but it's him, it's Neesmith, it's Langford, all those guys fighting for those scrap minutes, especially if Schroeder is out. Can Pritchard establish himself as that guy in that role? I don't know, but I want to watch it. The next game we take a look at is the Houston Rockets taking on the Chicago Bulls. I don't know why I said it like that. I want to watch Josh Christopher, because he's played really well the last couple of games. 27, 33, and 28 minutes the last 3 games. There's no Jalen Green. There's no cousin Kevin Porter. All 3 of those guys are out. There might be no Armani Brooks. Daniel House has been waived. So there's an opportunity here for Christopher. Will he play over Garrison Matthews? Probably not. But there's an opportunity for him here, and I'm interested to see how that goes. And then also, the delicate dancer, ALPEREN Sengun.
It's a delicate dance in just 17 steps.
Great game, bad game, pretty good game. That's his last 3. Where does that leave him here? How much does he play with? Always the thing, how much does he play with Christian Wood? That's the big question to me with Sengun. On the Chicago side of things, we're finally seeing them back in action on Sunday. They get a back-to-back to welcome them back in. DeRozan's playing, but I want to watch how things go with Kobe White, with Zach LaVine out. Can White establish him? There's no Zach LaVine and Aya Dosunmu. So how does Kobe White look? He's looked bad nearly every game. And what about the old rabbit hunter, Alex Caruso?
Be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Caruso's been great this season. I think he's in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, or defensive team sort of player, providing great fantasy value. Still under-rostered, but there's a real opportunity again here without LaVine for him to actually up his usage and become even more valuable during this time of the season. The Thunder and the Grizzlies. The Thunder coming off that huge win over the Clippers, and it came with them demoting Darius Bazley to the bench. Bazley played 24 minutes coming off the bench while they started Aaron Wiggins instead. Does that mean Bazley remains on the bench? That's sort of what I want to watch. Now, he's had some 12-team points league value. He's had some streaming value for blocks in category leagues, but if he's going to be a bench player, then the value does dry up pretty quickly there. And then also, I want to watch Dort.
No, my son is also named Bort.
His ability to improve his efficiency while improving his usage this year has been something that I didn't really expect. He's been great. Let's watch him, and let's just continue to be impressed with the steps that he's taken forward. For the Grizzlies, I don't expect Ja Morant to play. That doesn't rule him out of playing because the Grizzlies are dickheads and they won't tell us what's going on. But Dylan Brooks has been awesome. I criticize the bloke a lot, and he takes some ill-advised shots, but I think he's been way more in control this season. How that works when Ja plays, my biggest criticism is he takes shots away from better players, but when Ja's out, that doesn't really matter. But watching Brooks and his passing, his defense, really interesting to me. And then Steven Adams, who's been very, very up and down this season. Adams is providing good rebound numbers, not a lot else, but can he, again, provide some really good value for this team that is on a pretty solid hot streak at the moment. If you're on a hot streak with signing up for free trials and subscriptions, and then forget about them, turning into a cold streak, maybe you need something like TrueBill. Well, not something like TrueBill, actually TrueBill. TrueBill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions that you don't need, that you don't want, or even the ones that you simply forgot about. On average, people save $720 a year using TrueBill. Because companies make it hard to cancel those subscriptions, TrueBill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your accounts and TrueBill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. And your TrueBill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions so you don't have to. TrueBill has over 2 million users and has helped them save over $100 million. Don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/lockedonnba. Go right now. That's truebill.com/lockedonnba. It could save you thousands a year. truebill.com/lockedonnba. The next game, the Hornets and the Jazz. The Hornets are basically back at full strength now. So what does that mean for the two bench wings that they have in Kelly Oubre Jr. and Cody Martin? There are times where Rozier will struggle, Hayward might struggle, and they'll see their minutes reduced and Oubre's and Martin's push back up. But on a general night, how much playing time are these two blokes getting? It is really hard to get them 30 a night with a fully healthy squad. So we'll see how their playing time looks in this game and whether they become droppable 12-team league players. On the Jazz, they're almost the most boring team for fantasy there is. The same shit every single game. They've been remarkably lucky in terms of injuries as well. COVID, also really lucky. Let's see if anything hits them. Hopefully it doesn't. We don't want any teams to suffer that sort of shit. But they've been incredibly lucky, but also incredibly boring. So Mike Conley, he's been really solid in the games he plays. They're always quick to limit his minutes when the game is a blowout, so watching that. Well, Bojan Bogdanovic is an elite scorer. Well, not elite, a good scorer, and then not good at anything else. So, can he start to bring anything else in other categories? I wouldn't hold my breath. The next game, which is, I believe, the second last game, it is the Kings and the Warriors. Sacramento, of course, dealing with a lot of protocol issues. No De'Aaron Fox, no Davion Mitchell, Terance Davis, Marvin Bagley, Alex Len, Lou King. And then Rashawn Holmes is dealing with that injury to his eye that's kept him out Sunday. Whether he returns or not here, I don't know. But watching CHIMEZIE METU, who's been getting the start and playing really well. We played well on the game on Friday, and a good opportunity again for him against the Spurs on Sunday. Watching METU, who I do think is a 12-team league pickup. Tyrese Halliburton also without De'Aaron Fox. We're seeing the ball in his hands more. He's stepping up really well. I love what I'm seeing from Halliburton. Maybe it's a sell high, but there's no rule to say that the Kings won't trade De'Aaron Fox. That is a possibility. Probably unlikely, but it is a possibility. So just watching that and watching Halliburton thrive in that role is interesting. Well, for the Warriors, there's no Jordan Poole, so I do expect Damian Lee to step up somewhat, but there's still Moses Moody. I don't get many chances to play the Moses Moody sound.
When you look at Moses Moody, he might start in place of Poole, but Lee and Payton will probably be the guys that get the biggest boost. Although Gary Payton's minutes have been down even with players resting. And then Steph, because Steph he rested the last game. He's been under, he hasn't been at his best. I think he's top 40 over the last 2 weeks. Is he just tired? The shot's off. What's going on? I'd like to see him push back up to his elite level. The Spurs and the Clippers is the last game of the day. I'm always watching Devin Vassell and hoping he can push to 28 minutes because a 28-minute Devin Vassell is a top 100, top 90 fantasy player. Let's see where his minutes sit. Let's see what his shooting looks like. Let's just see him start to take on a larger role. That would be great if I could see that. And then Lonnie Walker. He has some good scoring games at times.
Hello.
But
doing anything else has always been the challenge for Walker. He can be a streamer when you're looking for points, and in points leagues, his value does increase. But for category leagues, he really needs to show me more, and he just has not done that really ever in his career. Guys, if you want to be like Lonnie Walker and have that extra ability to jump and dunk and score, maybe not Lonnie Walker, maybe it's someone else that you like. Built Bar's the answer regardless of what the question is. Do I want something delicious? Built Bar. Do I want something healthy? Built Bar. Do I want something that's going to make my friends jealous? Built Bar. Do I want something that Santa's going to give me for Christmas? Built Bar. Wow, so many different options. Built Bar is high in, not high in fiber. What is high in fiber actually? High in protein, low in carbs, low in calories, low in sugar, low in net carbs, but high in taste. And that's one of the most important things. You don't want a protein bar that tastes like absolute garbage. You want one that tastes like a candy bar, and that is what Built Bar is. So head to built.com, use the code LOCKED15. That's LOCKED15, and you can save 15% off your order of Built Bar. Built Bar is built different. BetOnline has you covered all season. More props, more odds, more lines as football season marches towards the playoffs. BetOnline is your number one spot for all of your sports this season. So head to the new updated desktop site or use your mobile device and sign up today using our code LOCKEDON for a 50% welcome deposit bonus. From basketball to football, the NHL, boxing, UFC, or right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait and take advantage of all of the great offers for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sports. BetOnline is where the game starts. Okay. Should have changed that over, and I realized that I didn't, so that's embarrassing, but that's okay. Let's look at some stream options for the games on Monday. These are all players who are available in over 50% using our advanced roster percentage metric. Nick Batum. There's no back-to-backs Monday, Tuesday, by the way. Nick Batum. Terance Mann. Good options with the Clippers, especially if Paul George is out. Otto Porter. Interesting stream for the Warriors. Paul Reed. Throw in Charles BASSEY and Isaiah Joe there as well if things go sideways for Maxey and Embiid. Rudy Gay. Josh Richardson. Javonte Green. They can all be streamed in 9 category leagues. For deeper formats, some of those same names are going to apply. Reed, Gay, Richardson, Green. Throw in Josh Christopher, Damian Lee, and the Oklahoma City Mudflap, Kenrich Williams. And then lastly, we look at points leagues. We have got, we've got Terance Mann there. We've got CHIMEZIE, METU. We've got DEVIN, VASSELL, Eric Gordon, Tristan Thompson, Basmati himself, Royce O'Neal, Darius Bazley, and Garrison Matthews. Guys, that'll do it for me today as Obi's losing his shit downstairs. Don't forget to follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and on the Odyssey app. If you're here on YouTube, give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below, guys. We are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.